A home and hardware gutted by fire in Port Moresby. National Weather Office warns of effects of Cyclone Penny. And 2019 taxation amendments now in force.
This is National EMTV News with Meriba Tulo.
A very good evening. Thank you for joining us. This is Wednesday's news. Two separate fires in Port Moresby have destroyed a family home and a warehouse in the Moresby Northeast electorate. Firefighters were responding to a fire at a warehouse at 6 Mile when they received a call about a second fire, this time at Boroko.
The fire at the PNG Forest Products warehouse started around 6:30 p.m., destroying most of the plywood and timber stocked at the location. Firefighters responded, however, faced the further challenge of locating a fire hydrant to supply water to fight the flames. Superintendent Gabriel Paulus from the fire services, there was no fire hydrant near the fire scene, forcing fire trucks to rush to 7 Mile to refill their tanks. 5 hours later, the fire service received a second call for help with a house at Engau Drive, Boroko, up in flames. Neighbor Robin Kunjap caught sight of the smoke. When he realized his neighbor's house was on fire, he quickly grabbed a hose and tried to prevent his own house from catching a flame.
You know, I'm cook there. Flame come na mbeni me cook inside one time. Na ogara what about lo side am ogara black na brook. Time heat them come inside and brook na sulap come out there. Embla ritim embla time flame come inside na heat come inside there. Ritim abrum there. Sulap come out gene. Sulap come out lo. One me sulap come out.
Fortunately for this incident, there were no casualties reported, with firefighters arriving in time to help Kunjap save his house from catching fire. But unfortunate for Mr. Kunjap's neighbor, they lost everything.
Fire died straight them was a miamas na. Miamas blow me go sleep on the local fire. Wind come no rain come. Me sleep love me kiravlo. Morning me kirava me rinim. I was on fire. Me no even taxi because me lost na me sleep.
Investigations into both incidents have begun by the fire service to establish the cause of both fires. Thekla Gunga, National EMTV News.
PNG Power says the continuous blackouts experienced in Port Moresby yesterday was a result of several faults on transmission lines between power stations. The power outage lasted for at least 10 hours in some parts of the city and was reported fully restored late last night. An investigation conducted by PNG Power's technical team revealed findings that the faults lay in the transmission lines. A team of 86 maintenance personnel are now on standby to attend to preventative repairs. Meanwhile, the strong winds experienced in Port Moresby may affect electricity supplies over the next few days. The National Weather Service has issued a gale force wind warning this morning for the south coast of PNG. This warning is especially for Western and Milne Bay provinces. According to Director of National Weather Service, Samuel Maiha, the strong winds that started today is a result of ex-tropical Cyclone Penny in Queensland, Australia. Patricia Keamo reports.
Since this morning, there has been a series of strong winds experienced in Port Moresby around surrounding areas. The National Weather Service issued a gale force warning, urging the general public to take heed. The gale force winds have a strength of 34 to 47 knots or 60 to 80 kilometers per hour.
I think PNG is being affected in terms of the surges into those lows. Yeah, so that's in terms of the winds.
Director of the National Weather Service, Samuel Maiha, told EMTV News that the strong winds were a result from the tropical Cyclone Penny in Australia. According to reports, Tropical Cyclone Penny is now located on the east coast of Cape York, 150 kilometers away from the southern coast of PNG. Maiha says if the tropical cyclone continues, places along the southern coast of PNG, more particularly Western and Milne Bay provinces, will experience strong winds.
But at the moment, definitely gale force winds along the south coast and strong wind warning covering all of PNG waters.
Maiha says most tropical cyclones travel south of PNG. However, current strong winds depends on how the current tropical Cyclone Penny lasts. He added that the Weather Service is also watching the probability of the tropical cyclone impacting El Nino.
Going in a clockwise. So you can see all these the tides moving towards the east, so that can tend to strengthen the El Nino.
Patricia Keamo, National EMTV News.
You're watching National EMTV News. We'll have more of the day's stories after these messages. Stay tuned.
In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
Let the cold misty mountains of the highlands welcome you to our peaceful surroundings and fresh air. At the Juwaka Mission Resort, we guarantee safety and comfort with a 24-hour security and standby genset and solar. You are our #1 priority, with premium rooms all multi-channel and great housekeeping, ensuring you feel at home away from home. With a restaurant and bar and a private lounge all for your needs, our services extend to airport transfers and hire cars, and a spacious conference center that caters up to 200 people. Juwaka Mission Resort. You know us when you're here.
Win him half money belong 500,000 kina one-time roots rice. Buy him Tasol roots medium grain rice. Write him name, mobile number, na address belong you inside long empty bag or packet. Na put him go inside long entry bin inside long old store close to long you. Buy he got 6 plus weekly cash draws. One-time 4 plus lucky winner who start by winning 50,000 kina grand prize. Promotion is start long 1st December 2018. He going up long 12 January 2019. Hurry up now, enter long winning cash money one-time roots rice.
As PNG's only ISO-accredited bulk haulage operator, IPI Transport guarantees the delivery of your critical cargo. Equipped with state-of-the-art GPS tracking systems and backed by an experienced team, you can rely on IPI Transport, part of the IPI group of companies.
Welcome back to National EMTV News. The New Year police operations in Manus province has ended successfully with the capture of a wanted SKP convicted for murder. The operation involved deployment of local police and mobile squad personnel to Penabu Nali Sopat and Pobuma LLGs. Manus Provincial Police Commander Chief Inspector David Yapu said people in Manus welcomed 2019 peacefully and there were no major incidents reported in the province. PPC Yapu has commended the effort by police officers in Manus province. 2 men are in police custody after driving recklessly in and around Port Moresby. Eyewitnesses say the duo had collided with other vehicles before escaping through busy traffic this morning. Unfortunately, the duo went off the road and were apprehended by police. Elizabeth Guka reports.
The incident occurred opposite the 5 Mile mobile service station. The driver crashed onto the roadside after smashing into a road sign and bumping a stone wall. Speaking off camera, a police officer at the scene told EMTV News that the car had bumped into 2 other cars at 4 Mile before it was spotted by police who pursued the car to 5 Mile. Eyewitness Wase Boas described what he saw.
The
Toyota Mark II, believed to belong to a relative of the driver, was smashed on the left side. Disturbingly, alcohol was also found in the car, with both the driver and the passenger under the influence of alcohol at the time.
I'm like kamoselo outside lane got them off lane lap name kalapam loset name tire bus name kamsanable.
After being alerted by police, relatives of the driver arrived at the scene to assess the damages done to the vehicle.
The driver of the car has been taken in by police for further questioning and investigations. Elizabeth Guka, National EMTV News.
A total of 76 people have been recognized in Papua New Guinea's New Year's Honours List. Chief Justice Sir Gibbs Salika has been awarded the Grand Companion of the Order of Logohu and is conferred with the title Chief. Chief Sir Gibbs was awarded this order for services to the community and the judiciary as the longest-serving judge of the National and Supreme Courts of the country and as Deputy Chief Justice before assuming the office of Chief Justice in 2018 and for significant contribution to legal education and judicial training. Bishop of Kavieng, Roko Satamai, has been awarded Companion of the Star of Melanesia for services to the community and the Catholic Church through significant contribution as a priest with diverse roles in pastoral and vocations and the voice of Peter Torot Radio and Television, and as Bishop at Kerma, Berena, and now at Kavieng, and for his wider leadership as the President of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of PNG and the Solomon Islands. Retired Judge Justice Goodwin Poole was awarded Officer of the Order of Logohu for service to the community, law and judiciary, including his recent role as a judge in the National and Supreme Courts of PNG. A full list of the recipients of the 2019 New Year Honours List can be found on EMTV's website. As of the 1st of January, taxation amendments passed in Parliament during the 2019 budget passing will apply to the general public, public officers and private entities. For imported goods and products, there will be an increased import duty tax on meat, poultry, dairy, cigarettes and textiles, while a decrease on men, women and children's clothing. Meanwhile, as of 2019, it will also see changes in income tax for taxpayers.
With the new year comes new tax reforms for the working class. The income tax as of today, those earning and not exceeding 12,500 kina a year will be tax-free. Those earning 12,500 kina will be taxed 22%. Those exceeding 12,500 but not exceeding 20,000 kina will be taxed 30%. Those earning 20,000 kina and not exceeding 33,000 will be taxed 35%, while those earning 33,000 and not exceeding 70,000 will be taxed 40%, while those earning 70,000 but not exceeding 250,000 will be taxed 42%, and for those earning more than 250,000 will be taxed also 42%. Compared from 2018, the difference is the increase in the range. In 2018, the income tax rate started from 10,000 kina to 18,000, while for 2019, it started at 12,500 kina to 20,000 kina, which means taxpayers are expected a 10 to 20% increase in tax for 2019. While minimum paid wage earners will be the winner of the amendments for 2019, the taxpayers hit the hardest will be the average and high-paid taxpayers. But those who will see the biggest difference are the public servants, as private sectors enforce salary sacrifices that are usually tax-free under the IRC, while for public servants it is non-existent. For imported goods and product, customers should expect an increase for fisheries, dairy, meat, poultry, tinned products, cigarettes and alcoholic beverages. The increase what looks to be the government's support to encouraging the local market's growth. Meanwhile, 2019 will also see 10% goods and service tax added to all supplies made to mining, petroleum or gas companies, where previously a zero rating status was placed. When the 2019 budget was passed, Treasurer Charles Abel said the amendments were intended to safeguard the government's revenue and the administration of tax became too complex and abused. All in all, for 2019, the O'Neill Abel government has stressed that it will be a year the government has committed to ensuring that all tax owed will be collected. Adelaide Sirok-Skari, National EMTV News.
Preparation for Phase 2 of the Madang-Baya Road project began yesterday with the loading of heavy equipment and machinery in Lae. The equipment will be brought to Ayom in Madang. The road will be constructed from Ayom to the Jimmy River Bridge in Western Highlands Province. Commanding Officer of the PNGDF's Engineering Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Bruno Malau, said the project will start at the end of this month and is expected to be completed in 2020.
This machine is a PC300 excavator. It is one of 7 other pieces of equipment that will be shipped to Madang to start Phase 2 of the Madang-Baya Road project. Yesterday, the PNG Defence Force Engineering Battalion started loading the equipment onto this ship in Lae.
So the ship basically will load all the machineries from here Lae to Madang, and then from there they'll follow up the Ramu River up to Hayom, where the equipment is going to be dispatched.
The Madang-Baya Road is one of the national government's projects to build missing road links in the country. Phase 1 of the project from Baya to the Jimmy Bridge was completed last year. In December, the machines used in the project were brought back to Igam to be serviced for Phase 2.
15 million has been allocated to support the project, so on behalf of the Commander of Papua New Defence Force, I'd like to acknowledge the national government for the continuous support and looking forward to more funding support to get this project completed by the end of 2020 and move on.
Phase 2 of the Madang-Baya Road is about 110 kilometers. Construction will start in Madang from Ayom to Simbai and to the Jimmy River Bridge in the Western Highlands Province. The project will start this month and is expected to end in 2020. Lucy Kopana, National EMTV News, Lae.
With the start of Phase 2 of the Madang-Baya Road project, the Engineering Battalion's Commanding Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Bruno Malau, says they are expecting challenges, especially with terrain, weather and logistics.
The terrain up in Hayom, Simbai is mountainous and hazardous as well, so the weather, the terrain is going to be some of the constraints, the challenges we're going to be facing. One of the challenges as well is logistical support, getting the necessary fuel and rations up to the troops, but we have mitigation to address those logistical shortfalls. So in relation with Headquarter Papua New Defence Force and also with our bilateral partners, the stakeholders, we've come up with measures to address those logistical issues.
Lae residents will be facing traffic congestion again along the Butibam Road to Kamkumung due to the upgrading of the Kamkumung Bridge. This will be the second part of the upgrading of 2 bridges over Bumbu River.
This long-ignored Bumbu Bridge is finally being fixed. This is the 3rd phase of the road rehabilitations in Lae. The detour of the cars that are going up to Unigate will go to Bumbu Bridge, to Butibam, then through Kamkumung.
And by taking days, finishing but cure concrete all, then must wait after 14 days, then move.
This estimated 14-day road upgrade is funded by the Lae City Authority and the contractor is JV PNG Investments Limited. Member for Lae, John Rosa, said it is part of the maintenance program that the Lae City Authority has to fix potholes.
What people should understand is responsibilities for a lot of the major roads in Lae belong to the Department of Works. It comes under their jurisdiction. The main roads are all Department of Works.
More cars are expected to line up along this road by afternoons and mornings. Philia Pisep, National EMTV News, Lae.
You're watching National EMTV News. We go for another break. When we come back, we take a look at stories making headlines overseas.
Let the cold, misty mountains of the highlands welcome you to our peaceful surroundings and fresh air. At the Juwaka Mission Resort, we guarantee safety and comfort with a 24-hour security and standby genset and solar. You are our #1 priority, with premium rooms all multi-channel and great housekeeping, ensuring you feel at home away from home. With a restaurant and bar and a private lounge, all for your needs. Our services extend to airport transfers and hire cars, and a spacious conference center that caters up to 200 people. Juwaka Mission Resort. You know us when you're here.
Win him half money belong 500,000 kina one-time roots rice. Buy him Tasol roots medium grain rice. Write him name, mobile number, na address belong you inside long empty bag or packet. Na put him go inside long entry bin inside long old store close to long you. Buy he got 6 weekly cash draws, one-time 4 lucky winner who start by winning 50,000 kina grand prize. Promotion is start long 1st December 2018. He going up long 12 January 2019. Hurry up now, enter long winning cash money one-time roots rice.
Do not play with death when your family goes out to sea. Do not get on an overloaded dinghy, or if alcohol is being consumed. Do not get on a dinghy in bad weather, or if there is no extra zoom or drinking water. Always wear a life jacket. Ensure your loved ones return safely when going out to sea. This message is brought to you by NMSA.
Are you serious? Is this the fastest you can go? Get out of here. Internet speed with Telecom PNG. I repeat, Telecom PNG is the fastest. The fastest here in PNG. So connect today to experience the difference. Telecom PNG, always there.
Hello everyone and welcome to Good Morning PNG. I'm Taz.
And I'm Shaz. That's right, PNG. For the first time in our history, we are bringing you breakfast television.
Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. Wake up to the latest news, views, sports, weather, entertainment, feature stories, plus much more.
And it won't be just us. We have a team.
Oh yes, Mary Batula from the news team.
Peter Pasal with all the commentary on sports.
Entertainment with Ike Apakop.
And our very own weatherman, Richard Magay.
Oh, I can't wait, Shaz. This is going to be good.
Every Saturday mornings at 6 a.m. See you then.
Welcome back to National EMTV News. Turning overseas now, the Russian blast wasn't the only disaster to strike on New Year's Eve with fireworks, rowdy crowds and big celebrations. The recipe for many people on the night was no surprise. It didn't all go to plan.
It's a spectacular New Year's Eve light show, but not the one that was planned. An annual competition between Dutch seaside resorts to build the biggest bonfire, quickly spinning out of control.
As a consequence of the wind and its direction towards the land, it caused heavy sparks from the bonfire and caused other fires in the area.
In the French town of Rennes, revellers looking for the best view also got more than they bargained for. This fairground ride getting stuck, 8 people forced to watch the year tick over from on high.
The ride stopped with the pod up at the top, at some 50 metres up in the air. I waited 7 or 8 hours, I believe.
And it was a difficult start to the year for some in Moscow. This bridge collapsing just seconds after ringing in the new year. 13 people were injured. There were crowd problems in Sydney, thousands stranded after a lightning storm knocked out the city's train network on the busiest night of the year.
It was miserable, people were tired obviously. There was little kids that were just getting stood on because you just couldn't even see them. You were packed in like sardines.
As the glow of fireworks faded in Antigua, a new light took its place, festivities sparking a blaze which would consume 8 homes. Spare a thought for those going into 2019 with a bit more bang than they'd hoped for.
British police say they are now treating the stabbing of 3 people outside the train station in Manchester on New Year's Eve as a terrorist attack. The victims included a police officer and a couple in their 50s who are in serious condition in hospital.
a railway station in central Manchester just before 9 o'clock last night.
Move away now!
Police restrain a man on the ground who moments earlier had been wielding a knife, attacking passers-by. A BBC journalist was on the platform at the time and saw what happened.
It's New Year's Eve. People have had a drink. They've probably it's just a fight that'll fizzle out in the next few seconds. But then I just heard the guy shout as part of a sentence. He shouted Allah, and then I thought, that doesn't sound good. But at the point I was just edging towards the tracks to jump onto the tracks, he was pepper sprayed. He was tasered. They just kind of swarmed on him, brought him down.
3 people were stabbed. One of them was a policeman. The other 2 were a couple, a man and a woman in their 50s. All the injuries were serious, but not life-threatening. A short time later, the man was taken away from Manchester Victoria Station by police, shouting "God is greatest" in Arabic. The Chief Constable of Greater Manchester Police says it is being treated as a terrorist-related incident.
We are treating this as a terrorist investigation, which is being led by counter-terrorism officers with support from Greater Manchester Police. They were working throughout the night to piece together the details of what happened and to identify the man who was arrested.
At the same time, they announced they were searching a property in the Cheetham Hill area of the city, where police now stand guard. The city's mayor is trying to reassure people.
Manchester is strong, it's united. We will not allow anybody to divide us. We will continue to work closely with colleagues in the government and other public services over the coming days. But as I say, people should not be unduly alarmed. We would ask people to remain vigilant, but we believe this has all the hallmarks and appears to be an isolated incident.
The injured policeman is now at home, but the couple attacked here last night are likely to be in hospital for some time.
Brazil's new president has been sworn in. He is promising a crackdown on violent crime. The right-winged President Bolsonaro is deeply divisive, hated by some for being homophobic, but loved by others for his commitment to stamping out corruption.
For the next 4 years, this will be the man in charge of Latin America's biggest economy. A man who's promised to lead Brazil down a very different political path to that of his predecessors. In front of dozens of world leaders and amid cheers from his supporters, he was handed the presidential sash.
Corruption, privileges and unfair advantages have to end. Favours to certain parties must not go on. The government and economy have to serve all of the nation.
Thousands came to see Mr. Bolsonaro take power.
After 13 years of a very corrupt government in Brazil, so now we have a hope that with Bolsonaro we will clean up.
He wants to unite families, not divide. We are not black, white, poor or rich. We are a nation.
For people in this crowd, Bolsonaro represents change, a fresh start for Brazilian politics. But his fiery rhetoric during the campaign means many people are worried, especially from Brazil's minority groups, about what the next 4 years will mean for their future.
For the country's many indigenous communities, Bolsonaro represents a huge threat. He's made it clear he supports the powerful and lucrative farming industry and said he won't give a centimetre more land to the indigenous once he's in power.
We're left worried whether he'll try and finish us off or give us the land we deserve. He supports landowners. They're more valuable to him than we are.
Mr. Bolsonaro certainly marks a new political direction for Brazil, but how the country will fare with this far-right firebrand in power is uncertain.
Residents of Australia's New South Wales couldn't quite believe their eyes when they were swallowed by a giant wall of red dust. A dust storm picked up dirt from the drought-affected outback and sent a huge cloud tumbling across the state.
The new year is meant to be all about new beginnings, but in the state's central west, it looked like it was the beginning of the end.
A little bit of dust rolling into town.
A nuclear-looking cloud tumbling in with a howling wind. It's coming. From Cobar to Condobolin and Coonamble, it came to swallow them up.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, we're in it.
Taking the sun with it.
It's just dark. You cannot see 10 metres in front of me. Look at this.
Bone-dry red dirt sucked up in the west. Its swirling masses fattened with the parched topsoil of drought-stricken properties. After another scorching day in the 40s, a low-pressure trough sent the tidal wave of filth sweeping east. The towns of Tullamore, Trangie, Narromine and Nyngan thought 2019 might begin on Mars. Residents leaving marks in the thick grime as it settled on patios and verandas. And when the red cloud hit Dubbo at 6 p.m, it spelled disaster for local celebrations. The council forced to cancel their 9 p.m. fireworks.
Maybe we won't go out.
They had to settle for a spectacular of Mother Nature's making instead.
NASA's New Horizons spacecraft test successfully phoned home after flying past the most distant object ever explored. The encounter occurred 6.4 billion kilometers away, and the probe will now continue its journey into space.
10, 9, 8.
It's not the new year they're counting in, but the arrival of NASA's New Horizons spacecraft.
2, 1.
It's just arrived at the most distant object that humanity has ever explored. This simulation shows the mission's target. It's called Ultima Thule. 4 billion miles away, it's one of the building blocks that planets are made from.
We're here to tell you that last night, overnight, the United States spacecraft New Horizons conducted the farthest exploration in the history of humankind, and did so spectacularly. Thousands of operations on board the spacecraft had to work correctly in order for us to be able to tell you this, and now we know that it all did.
So far, the spacecraft has only sent back low-resolution pictures, but over the coming days, the images will become increasingly clearer. NASA confirmed that the spacecraft had acquired gigabytes of photos, the latest of which they released today.
And it's okay to laugh, but it's better than the one we had yesterday. There it is. Meet Ultima.
Ultima Thule seems to be peanut-shaped.
What a difference a day makes. Ultima Thule is finally revealing its secrets to us. And even though it is a pixelated blob still, it's a better pixelated blob.
And this analysis suggests it might be rotating like a propeller. New Horizons has flown towards the edge of our solar system, sending back these spectacular images of Pluto on its way. These are real images of one of the solar system's most distant worlds, and very soon we'll be able to see Ultima Thule in such incredible detail. And then the team hopes that New Horizons will be able to journey even further out.
You're watching National EMTV News. We go for a break. When we come back, some sporting updates in Trukai Sports. Don't go away.
Let the cold, misty mountains of the highlands welcome you to our peaceful surroundings and fresh air. At the Juwaka Mission Resort, we guarantee safety and comfort with a 24-hour security and standby genset and solar. You are our #1 priority, with premium rooms all multi-channel and great housekeeping, ensuring you feel at home away from home. With a restaurant and bar and a private lounge all for your needs, our services extend to airport transfers and hire cars, and a spacious conference center that caters up to 200 people. Juwaka Mission Resort. You know us when you're here.
Win a share of 500,000 kina with Roots Rice. All you need to do is buy any Roots medium grain rice, write your name, mobile number and address on the bag or packet, and drop it in entry boxes in stores nationwide. There'll be 6 weekly cash draws with 4 lucky winners walking away with the grand prize of 50,000 kina each. Promotion starts 1st December 2018 and ends 12 January 2019. Hurry and enter for your chance to win cash with Roots Rice.
Do not play with death when your family goes out to sea. Do not get on an overloaded dinghy, or if alcohol is being consumed. Do not get on a dinghy in bad weather, or if there is no extra zoom or drinking water. Always wear a life jacket. Ensure your loved ones return safely when going out to sea. This message is brought to you by NMSA.
Are you looking for something to chew?
Yes, I am. But it's more difficult to find something to chew.
Not to chew something.
Me no kai kai boy, me kai kai PK tasa.
EMTV is currently outsourcing for suitable candidates who are eager to join our expanding EMTV productions team in the role of producers and or presenters. If you have a passion for creative writing, working with cameras, innovative, love entertainment, have a buzz in creativity, have a love for visual storytelling, great communication skills, and enthusiastic in learning new things, then we want you. This is your chance to join a vibrant team producing and writing for various local productions, especially for Kids Corner. Experience in TV producing or similar, or have a media background is preferable. Good strong work habits and the ability to work under pressure and meeting deadlines is a must. Attention and send your applications to MTV HR Manager, PO Box 443 Barocco NCD, or email to hr@mtv.com.pg. Applications can also be hand-delivered to our main office at Garden City Level 2 Barocco. Only shortlisted applicants will be contacted for an interview.
Burns Peak MTV Tower between Hohola 4 and Hanobada. 222 meters above sea level and 80 meters above the hill, the communication coverage is 90% of NCD and beyond. It is an ideal location to operate all your communication services. Supplementing Burns Peak is Enuguinea Hill, a 20-meter tower sitting 128 meters above sea level with amazing coverage along Ella Beach, Koki, Badili, Kilakila and Sabama areas. For more information, contact Demasketa on phone 312-9248, 7640-1935 or email dketa@mtv.com.pg.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. We begin with Rugby League. The SPPNG Hunters will get back into camp tomorrow in Port Moresby. The team will resume training and preparation for the 2019 Interest Super Cup season.
The final 30-member team was to be named before they went on break on the 23rd of December, but that was not the case. Coach Michael Marum will be naming his final 2019 team in the coming weeks. So far, a total of 20 players have been released from the SP Hunters pre-season camp, bringing the total number of players to 42. 12 more players will be released, which will see a total of 30 members. The SP Hunters will also play a trial match with a team that is yet to be confirmed. The SP Hunters opening match will be played on the 10th of March against Tweedhead Seagulls, the Pigabin Sports Complex in Australia. Out of 23 rounds, the SPPNG Hunters will play 12 home games, including the Country Week round. Their first home match will be played against Northern Pride at the Oils Edge National Football Stadium on Sunday, the 17th of March. Elijah Levet, National MTV Sports.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of Trukai Sports after these messages. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
No can time long pilai one time die. Time family belong you, e go other side long solwara. No can kalap long dingi where emi pull up pinis or kalap suppose only drink beer. No can kalap suppose whether e bugger up or nogat extra zoom or warabilong drink is tap. All get a time wearing life jacket. Sekim suppose wantok belong you I kambe korai time oli guara side long solvara. This pela tok sare I kam long NMSA.
Share the fun with Big Boy Gum and enjoy the colorful thrill. Flavor, surprise, and chewy excitement. You feel happy, you know you will. Have some fun, although young, yeah. Come on, everyone, whoa. Go Big Boy Bubble Gum.
Bomb chicka wow wow. Bomb chicka wow wow. Bomb chicka wow wow. Wow wow.
We've improved the formula. New links with added.
Bomb chicka wow wow.
Technology is constantly evolving, creating opportunities to grow and connect globally. Telecom PNG provides you with the best innovative and flexible solutions. Our wide-ranging product portfolio includes
fixed line business system, fixed broadband internet service, Metro Fiber network, VSAT service.
You can trust us to take care of your business solution needs.
Telecom PNG, always there.
Coming in 2019. So 2019, keep tuning in to your number one to watch, MTV.
Returning soon on House and Home. With a whole heap of new experiences. House at Home on MTV, your number one to watch.
Win him half money belong 500,000 kina one-time roots rice. Buy him Tasol roots medium grain rice. Write him name, mobile number, na address belong you inside long empty bag or packet. Na put him go inside long entry bin inside long old store close to long you. Buy you got 6 plus weekly cash draws. One time 4 plus lucky winner who start by winning 50,000 kina grand prize. Promotion is start long 1st December 2018. He going up long 12 January 2019. Hurry up now, enter long winning cash money one time roots rice.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. To tennis abroad, tennis fans had a lot to be excited about when Roger Federer and Serena Williams played each other for the first time ever.
Record, there were two other players on the court. Federer was alongside his Swiss compatriot Belinda Bencic. Serena had the American Frances Tiafoe for company. But it seemed as though this was a personal duel between two of the sport's all-time greats. They enjoyed serving at each other, and early in the match, both struggled to return them. More than 14,000 fans were packed into the Perth Arena to see it. That's a record for this event. And while everybody clearly enjoyed it, this could be the first and last time that Serena and Federer play each other in a competitive match.
match.
The result hardly mattered, but for the record, Federer's team won it 4-2, 4-3. It ended with a lot of smiles and the two of them with the selfie stick. Federer tweeted it with the caption, "Oh, what a night." Well said and well played to them both.
It was so fun, and this is, like I said before, it's something that, as growing up and as we grew up together, really just watching and having an opportunity after all these years, we've actually never done this. So this is super cool that we get to do it at such a pinnacle point in both our careers. And for me, it was super cool. Like, I literally wanted to take pictures, and I want to bring my baby out. I'm way too excited. But it was really fun.
Well, I was nervous returning because you just don't know. People talk about her serve so much, and I see why it is such a wonderful serve, because you just can't read it. You don't see until the very...
I can't read yours either.
Well, we have the same qualities, but yours is a bit better. But no, it's true. But anyway, for me, it was a bit nerve-wracking too, to be honest, because all of a sudden you're serving, especially the last serve at 3-all. I'm like, I gotta win this point, but it's Serena Williams. I was telling myself, this is maybe what I've always wanted, maybe.
Still in tennis, the ASB Classic top seed is up and running, with Caroline Wozniacki cruising to victory in her first round match. While it wasn't her most polished performance, the world number 3 did enough to underline her title credentials.
From Denmark, Caroline Wozniacki.
Back on centre court, but stepping out onto Stanley Street for the first time as a Grand Slam winner. The 28-year-old Dane is looking to build some form as she prepares for her Australian Open title defence. But Laura Siegemund, a lucky loser from qualifying, was providing some early resistance.
Not often you beat Wozniacki like that.
Early double faults didn't help the German, though. Wozniacki breaking in the 4th game. Her stubborn defence frustrating the world number 113, who couldn't catch a break.
Had all the time in the world, had done the hard work, Siegemund.
Siegemund calling for her coach, but neither could find an answer to Wozniacki's ground strokes.
And she takes it. Trademark precision.
At 3-love up in the second, the top seed was in cruise control. Siegemund did find a plan B.
Change of tactics from Siegemund.
But just when she looked like staging a mini comeback, Wozniacki reeled off 4 straight games to book her spot in the next round.
Definitely felt rusty out there. Just that little bit of wind and then playing first match back. It definitely wasn't my prettiest match, but I just tried to hang in there and tried to serve well and get a lot of balls back. Hopefully tomorrow's going to be better.
Another step towards claiming a maiden classic title. Also hoping for continued success, Kiwi tennis player Paige Hurrigan and American partner Taylor Townsend, whose win put them through to the double semi-final.
The cricket and dashing wicketkeeper batsman Tim Southee has two huge factors in his favour on the eve of his ODI debut against Sri Lanka. While he's yet to fire in T20 for the Black Caps, with local knowledge combined with some priceless one-on-one training, he's ready to step up tomorrow.
Seifert's excitement was infectious at the Bay Oval, one of, if not his favourite ground.
Especially day-night games, had a good 100 here against Auckland.
Slightly understated. Try 100 off just 40 balls in a domestic 2020 match. That was as an opening batsman, but with Martin Guptill and Colin Munro holding down those spots, the 24-year-old will revert to the middle order.
Yeah, you just got to slip in where it's good for the team, and I've been batting in middle order kind of the start of my career.
A similar path to this familiar face, Luke Ronke, also a hard-hitting keeper who played 81 ODIs for New Zealand and has joined the side on what he terms a consultancy basis.
I just try and get myself wherever I need to get and sort of help out as much as I possibly can, and if the guys want some stuff done, then I'm always there.
And given his reputation as a hard worker, that ensured some quality practice for Seifert.
Us keepers, we can get pushed aside a bit and just go off with a physio who can't hit the ball, so actually I say that Ronks wasn't too good with the old hitting training today.
Bit harsh on the 37-year-old, who still plies his trade on the World 2020 circuit and still holds the record for the highest strike rate for a Kiwi over his one-day career.
A terrific innings.
Helped by this unbeaten 170 against Sri Lanka 4 years ago. No wonder he remains a proud member of the Keepers Club.
Well, of course there is. I mean, there's not many of us, is there? So we're lucky if there's two on a touring side.
But should Seifert go down injured in the warm-ups tomorrow, the Ronki Donkey is adamant there will be no shock recall for him.
And that's it for Trukai Sports this evening. We go for a break. When we come back, the weather details for the next 24 hours.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Win a share of 500,000 kina with Roots Rice. All you need to do is buy any Roots medium grain rice, write your name, mobile number and address on the bag or packet and drop it in entry boxes in stores nationwide. There'll be 6 weekly cash draws with 4 lucky winners walking away with the grand prize of 50,000 kina each. Promotion starts 1st December 2018 and ends 12 January 2019. Hurry and enter for your chance to win cash with Roots Rice.
No can time long pilai one time die. Time family belong you, e go other side long solwara. No can kalap long dingi where emi pull up pinis or kalap suppose only drink beer. No can kalap suppose whether e bagger up or no got extra zoom or wara belong drink is tap. All get a time wear him life jacket. Sekim suppose one talk belong you e come back alright. Time only go other side long solwara. This fella talk save e come long NMSA.
Are you serious? Is this the fastest you can go? Get out of here. Internet speed with Telecom PNG. I repeat, Telecom PNG is the fastest. The fastest here in PNG. So connect today to experience the difference. Telecom PNG, always there.
As PNG's only ISO-accredited bulk haulage operator, IPI Transport guarantees the delivery of your critical cargo. Equipped with state-of-the-art GPS tracking systems and backed by an experienced team, you can rely on IPI Transport, part of the IPI group of companies.
Elite Music Zone. Catch all the latest and the hottest music videos of your favorite artists.
You know I got the hook up, holla if you hear me. Don't be getting scared around.
Local and international.
Life's about pain.
Elite Music Zone. Coming soon on MTV.
Good.
In our harsh and vibrant landscape, Dulux Weather Shield is the perfect choice to protect your building against everything Mother Nature throws at it. Worth doing, worth Dulux.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
A look at the weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, Port Moresby can expect some showers with a top temperature of 32 degrees. Some showers as well in Daru and Kerma over the next 24 hours. Rain and thunderstorms expected in Alotau and Popondetta with a top of 32 degrees. To the Momasa region, all the major centres, Leh, Wau, Madang, Wibek and Vanimo can expect showers over the next 24 hours. To the New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe can expect some showers. Thundery rain expected in Kavieng and thundery showers in Buka. To the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Garuka, Kundia, Mendi and Wabeg, all these major centres can expect some showers with early morning fog developing. To a look at the forecast for small ships, but first there is a renewal of a strong wind warning for all coastal waters. Strong northwesterly surge of 25 to 34 knots with stronger gusts reaching 48 knots with gale force winds of 34 to 48 knots with stronger gusts reaching 64 knots are expected to continue for the next 24 hours, causing very rough winds and high sea waves. To look at the forecast for small ships for the next 24 hours, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border through Torres Strait and Daru to Kiwai Island to Kerama, Yule Island, and with waters of Finchafen through Vitias and Dampier Straits to Siasi Island to Long Island, seas 3 to 3.5 meters. Waters of Samurai Island to Cape Vogel to Finchafen, and waters of Long Island to Madang, Bogia, Wibak, Aitape, Vanimo, and the northern PNG Indonesian border, and waters of Manus and its western group of islands, and waters of New Ireland to east and west New Britain to Bougainville, seas 2.5 to 3 meters. Waters of eastern and western Milne Bay Islands 3 to 4.5 meters. And a look at the ocean forecast for PNG areas. Coral Sea, seas very rough with high seas with northwest to southwesterly winds at 34 to 48 knots. Solomon Sea, seas rough to very rough with northwesterly winds at 30 to 48 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas rough to very rough with northwesterly winds at 30 to 48 knots. And the Pacific Ocean, seas rough to very rough with northwesterly winds at 30 to 48 knots.
The weather details were proudly brought to you by Dulux, celebrating 50 years in PNG and the only paint made in PNG.
And that's the news, sport and weather for today, Wednesday, the 2nd of January 2019. On behalf of the EMTV News team, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods and Paradise Beverages.
It's bedtime.
Brush, 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 2 times a day. Brush, brush, brush to keep cavities away. Brush, 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 2 times
Remember
a day.
to brush your teeth before you go to bed. Good night, kids.
Spot why they would